mulch we're shooting Hydrostraw Guar Plus formulation. Pretty good stuff. This is straw mulch. Every mulch has its pros and cons. The pros of this one was I could get it. It was available. The only thing that you could possibly get. Otherwise you're waiting 6 months. This is the higher end Hydrostraw. This is supposed to be the higher end Hydrostraw. Good product. I really like it. Mixes well, applies well. Here's a little bit of the labeled information in case you're looking for some labeled information. This was applied at 1,700 pounds per acre according to the math. I got 800 pounds in each tank. That's 16 bags, so 800 pounds per tank. That does a half acre. So 8 and 8 is 1,600 per acre, but I'm not quite getting a full acre when I apply. I'm just a little under. So that comes out to closer to 1,700 pounds per acre. Should blend into a real nice slurry. You can see it going around in there. I'll slow the auger down. Bring it to a stop. Neutral, reverse, spin it back the other direction. We'll make sure we got a really nice blend in here before we spray. Make sure all the clumps are mixed. Make sure everything's looking good. Boy, that's looking pretty. That's looking like what we want to see. Green oatmeal. Can you see me? Sun's in my eye, I can't see nothing. This machine has an onboard cannon tower. It takes this big ass nozzle. Let's clear out the tank, the clean out tank, and we'll run this thing real quick. Now we got some clean out water in here. 0, neutral, charge your glow plugs. You don't need the auger for the cannon for a clean out. You don't need it for a clean out. And that's it, we're empty. It just shot out 500 gallons in under a minute. And that's why you don't really use the cannon unless you're really shooting to make money or waste money, one or the other. When I was seeding, I drug a 100-foot hose to about the middle of that puddle, and it's still another 20-30 feet to the oak trees. So it's 100 plus 30 to the oaks, and this nozzle with the cannon just shot to the top of those oaks. So I'm shooting 40 feet high at 130 feet distance, but that's with the wind. You go against the wind and it's a whole nother story. You don't even want to try it against the wind, but going with the wind, you can really get it out there. It's impressive when you go with the wind. Well, let's see how we did. It was pushing 2 acres, that's for sure. Let's go walk around and take us a quick look. It looks really good. I got really good coverage. Boy, it rained so hard last night. It must have rained at least a half an inch. About 8 o'clock at night, it just started pouring, and it didn't stop till about 5 in the morning. It was something. It was something. The mound looks good. I got real good coverage. You got to do a directional on this. You got to spray one direction, the direction you're viewing it from. That's the direction we're looking at it now. And then come in from the backside and spray back at you. And that'll cover up all your little textures and imperfections. You got to get it from both sides or it looks like you didn't put it on enough. It's always a tough sell for your client. Here's an example. This berm is about 10 feet wide. So if a person was looking at the map measuring this, they would measure straight across. But your 10 feet of linear space is actually 6, 2, and 6. So that's 14 feet. That's not 10 feet, that's 14 feet. 6, 2, 6. 14 feet of coverage. When you look at the plan, it just shows 10 feet. It doesn't show this. And people measure and they say, oh, it's just 10 feet by 50 feet. Well, no, it's 14 by 50. 14 compared to 10, that's 40% more. So when you show up to do a job, you got to tell your client, hey man, I'll put you down your 5,000 feet, but you're going to be 40% short. And that's always kind of a rough sale. So you really got to watch that way you measure. More plants, more landscaping. I like this. Boy, here's a bunch. Look at all this. Wow. Knocked it all out. Hose job. One time I showed up to a job in Eastern Oregon. It was a series of bioswales, a series of catch ponds just like this, but no plants. It was all hydroseed. They were real steep banks and then back up, and then it dropped 3 feet in another one and back up, then it dropped 3 feet, another one back up. It was designed to catch contaminants as it flowed through. Well, it was only 200 feet by 300 feet, But when you combine the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs, the guy was less than half. You needed twice as much material. He really screwed that one up. He looked right at the plan and said, oh, it's 200 feet across and it's 300 feet long. But he didn't take into account all the ups and the downs. And that adds into application footage, which is different from map footage. We're standing in the way of traffic here. About ready to get ran over. But good looking coverage, really good. I got behind this berm, back into there to the construction fence. I wouldn't believe the deer tracks that were out here. Apparently there's a big 4-point that beds down right out here. Right in that tall grass, there's a big buck. I should put it in a good unit. Pretty dang good. It knocked it right out. It knocked it right out. And there's those oak trees back there that I was shooting the water over. Heck yeah. Not bad for a one-man show. Knocked it all out solo. Really got to be careful when you do it solo. Make sure you take breaks, make sure you eat food. This is my 3rd change of t-shirts. You just get dirty and soaked, so bring extra t-shirts, bring water, bring snacks. I got here at 7, but didn't start spraying until 8, and now it's 3 o'clock exactly. So 8 to 3 is what 2 hours took me solo, doing everything. Mixing up 16 bags per tank, 800 pounds per tank, and just rocking it out as fast as I could. But that's just what you got to do. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.